The house that went quiet. It started with silence, not the kind that feels peaceful, the kind that makes people hesitate before knocking on a door, because deep down, they already know something is wrong. The house on Alder Street looked exactly the same as it always had. Lights off by 10, curtains drawn, no noise, a quiet family in a quiet neighborhood, until the silence lasted too long. The call came in at 6:42 a.m., a welfare check. A neighbor reported that the family's car hadn't moved in days. The children hadn't been seen walking to school.
911, what's your
The mailbox was overflowing. Officers arrived expecting neglect. They found something far worse. Inside the house were 4 bodies, a mother, 2 children, and the father. At first glance, it looked like a tragedy with an obvious explanation. The scene suggested a family annihilation followed by suicide. The father, Daniel Moore, was found in the living room. The mother, Elena, upstairs in the bedroom. The children, Lucas, 9, Maya, 6, were in their beds. No forced entry, no signs of a struggle. The doors were locked from the inside. The house was orderly, too orderly. Still, cases like this often follow a familiar pattern, and that pattern pointed away from Daniel. Attention shifted quickly to another man, a former co-worker of Elena's, someone who had argued with her weeks earlier. Witnesses mentioned raised voices, a tense exchange in a parking lot. His alibi was weak. Detectives believed they had their suspect. For a moment, everything seemed to fit. Then the autopsy reports came back, and one detail refused to cooperate. The times of death were not the same. Daniel's death occurred hours after the others, which meant he hadn't died during the attack. He had been alive after his family was already gone. The initial theory cracked, not shattered, but cracked enough to let doubt in. Detective Sarah Collins was assigned to review the case. She focused on one thing, the timeline. Security cameras showed Daniel's phone moving through the house late at night. No frantic movement, no chaos, just deliberate steps. Then nothing. No outgoing calls, no messages. A clean digital silence. Collins walked the home again, slowly. She noticed details others had missed. Meals prepared but untouched. School bags packed by the door. A calendar marked weeks in advance. This wasn't rage. This was planning, and planning requires control. Daniel Moore had no criminal record in the United States, but his immigration file told a longer story. Before moving to the US, Daniel had lived in Europe. There, he had received psychiatric treatment, a diagnosis, bipolar disorder, type 1, severe manic episodes, long crushing depressions. He had been hospitalized more than once. None of this appeared in his US medical records, because no one here knew. Pharmacy records revealed something else. Daniel's medication had not been refilled for nearly a year. No therapy appointments, no follow-ups, nothing. Friends recalled changes, mood swings, fixations, long nights without sleep, but no one connected the dots, because he functioned until he didn't. In the garage, detectives found a notebook. Not emotional, not chaotic, structured, dates, observations, thoughts written in tight, controlled handwriting. He wrote about protection, about keeping them safe, about ending the noise. The words weren't violent. That made them worse. The co-worker was cleared. DNA didn't match. Phone records contradicted the timeline. The investigation circled back, slowly, reluctantly, back to the man everyone had dismissed. Detective Collins didn't rush. She consulted psychiatrists, reviewed medical literature. Bipolar disorder doesn't cause violence, but untreated, combined with isolation and delusion and control, it can distort reality. Daniel had believed something was coming, something only he could prevent. Evidence suggested Daniel acted late at night, quietly, no struggle, no panic. Afterward, he stayed, cleaned, organized. Then hours later, he ended his own life. Not impulsively, but decisively. The official ruling changed. This was not an outside attack. This was not a mystery intruder. This was a father whose untreated illness had quietly consumed him. Months later, Detective Collins stood outside the empty house. For sale, the lawn trimmed, the windows clean. It looked normal again. And that was the most unsettling part. This case wasn't hidden by chaos, it was hidden by routine, by silence, by the things no one thinks to ask about. Dark evidence, case closed, but the questions remain.